Hey, good morning. Social studies. So we're moving out of World War II, and we're going to start talking about the Cold War or post World War II. And the first thing that comes into mind is like, what's peace? What is peace to you? What does it sound like? Is it the sound of birds flying around, chirping to each other? Is it the sound of silence, not having to hear a sound outside, different from hearing bombs falling? What is peace? Is peace being part of someone's life, being a friend? Is peace being at calm? How do you define it? How do you look at it? We live in a world today that is changing by the moments, and which is concerning to me because peace has to be found between all of us. No matter what, who, where, what you believe in, or anything like that. Peace is a part of being human. And we have to have that. We can't live without peace. A world in chaos is not something that anyone wants to live in because as you've seen through World War II, the atrocities that took place, the deaths that took place, the innocents that were murdered and killed, the gangs, the riots, I'm sure we're there. We're learning now about the effects and the causes and the after effects, which are the most important. What changes have taken place because of the war? Was it ever settled? Were people's lives given up for the sake of peace? We hope so. We like to think so. But as a race of human beings, we all have our own differences and we all tend to debate, but it depends on where in the debate does war come out. When frustration starts to set precedents. When we get so angry at something else that we lash out with words that don't do anything to us. But we lash out with weapons that can kill us. It's something that really worries me a lot because we're living in a world today that it's in a really bad spot. And you have to look at the past, and I keep telling you this over and over. The future is made from the past. And we make the future ourselves. We live as one. We have to live as one. We have to coincide with each other and walk along side by side with each other as human beings, regardless of whatever we may think. And regardless of whatever we may say to our own or say to someone, we have to live in a society that has peace. And I want to bring that point up big time because I think it's very important that we all understand what it means to have peace. Each and every one of you was born to this world in peace, out of love and kindness, not only for you, but for your parents, because you had to come to this world one way. You didn't come here on your own. You came here because two people got together. You came here because of love, and that's something that we need to reflect on, and we need to take a really close look at. Now, I know we're talking about peace in social studies, and I'm going on different tracks and talking about civil peace, and I'm also talking about post-war peace. And as you read today, you're going to go ahead and you're going to start to take a look at chapter 10, which is the early Cold War years, on page 264, I think it is, and the future of a post-World War. And we talk about the Yalta Conference, the Nuremberg trials, the United Nations. We talk about the Iron Curtain, allies to enemies, Cold War policies such as containment and the Truman Doctrine. Ms. Shamir is asking you to pay close attention to the Potsdam Conference, and she's asking you questions about the Nuremberg trials. I put up 2 videos for you to watch. I want you to pay careful attention to them because they are filled with a lot of information. And the information that you're going to see is about atrocities. It's about life. It's about what happens after something took place. You don't think that anyone's going to pay the price? Think again. People pay the price. We watched the last couple of days and the last couple of weeks as protesters and rioters took place. Now, we know that a lot of stuff was done. We saw. But do we know if they paid the price? Some people have already. Some people have been arrested. They came out of North Carolina. They came out of Tennessee. They came out of Florida to come to New York, not to protest in peaceful marches, but to riot and change the face of what we know as peace. And I will always say to you, freedom of speech, First Amendment rights, number one. Say what you have to say. but the people that are listening are paying close attention to the words that you choose. Choose your words wisely when you speak. Choose your words from thought, from your own experience. Be honest with yourself. Be righteous in what you believe in. Always ask questions. Never take no as an answer. I've told you that all school year, and I'm going to keep telling you it even more. Make sure you ask those deep questions. Be Socratic when you think. Always keep asking. Socrates always asked a lot of questions. He kept asking and asking and asking. Boy, if he was with me, I probably would go. I'd probably lose my marbles. I probably would run away. That's why I have no hair on my head anymore, because all the questions I keep getting asked. The stress. But again, questions, question, everything. Raise your hand, question. Don't be afraid to ask, because if you're afraid to ask, the answer will be no. I've told you that. I've told you that time after time. The answer will always be no. When you watch today the Nuremberg trials, I want you to pay careful attention to what took place and what they're being charged for. Atrocities, crimes. I want you to reflect on the past and take a look at the future and take a look at today. I want you to look at Seattle and look at that six block area that they've cordoned off, and they've labeled it not U.S. territory. But yet the other day they dialed 911 because there was a fire in the building. Think about it. Is it an atrocity to overtake a section of a city and demand services when you're saying that you want no association to the country? Like I said, we live in peace. We want to have prosperity, and we have it. We can't listen to what's out there sometimes because we didn't fact check the information. Is what they're telling us to be the truth? Or is what they're telling us yet another step in making us think of something else? I'm going to leave you with that for the day. Please make sure you're doing your work, checking in. All right, have a great afternoon. See you later. Bye-bye.